Good evening, viewers! This is Prince of Somnia, and welcome back to more Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles! Last time, we entered Colony 9, our hometown, and had an interesting encounter with a couple of people, most notably Mr. Vangar, who I don't actually know where he is right now. But anyway, in this episode, I'm going to head into the Weapon Development Lab. We're not going to talk to that side quest person quite yet. And we'll see what's going on down here. I'm only a couple hours late. Surely it won't be that bad.
All right, Shulk. How are you?
Dixon! When did you get back to Colony 9?
Just now. I see you've been busy. Looks like your Monado research has been going well. I made the right choice leaving you in charge.
Your research notes really helped.
So, you can activate it now then.
Well, anyone can activate it. The problem is controlling it.
Yeah, for everyone except him.
Yes. If anyone other than Dunban were able to control the Monado, we could surpass any military force in the world.
You think so? What are these hidden functions you mention?
It's still only conjecture, but it's starting to look like the Monado might be something far more significant than just a weapon for defeating Mechon.
I see. And the evidence to support your theory?
It's the symbol that appears in the center when it's activated. What I know is, the central piece is made from multi-layered glass. The symbol appears on the top layer, and each layer is constructed differently.
So it's possible that other symbols could appear on different layers.
Which means...
the Monado might conceal even more power. Am I right?
if we could just unlock the Monado's power.
Dunban! Dunban!
Prioritize the most severely injured! Come on, get a move on!
Dunban!
Don't look like that. I haven't gone yet. Shulk. It was the Monado. It was controlling me. Even so, it saved us. Saved our future. Next, it will be up to you.
Dunban.
Well, I better get the supplies delivered to the Defense Force. I'll drop round the HQ and see how they're getting on.
Okay then. I'll see you later.
Shulk, you're spending too much time in the lab. Either that or rummaging for junk in the scrapyard. It ain't healthy for a kid your age. That's why you're always looking so pasty. You should get out, get some fresh air once in a while. All right, I'm off.
Dunban, are you awake yet?
Is it time to eat already? You didn't have to bring it yourself. You could have just called me.
Don't be silly. Do you want me to feed you?
Don't treat me like an invalid. I'm better than I was a year ago.
Much better. I really thought I lost you back then.
Yes, but now I'm almost well enough to handle the Monado again.
Dunban, don't say that. The Meccan have gone now. Oh, why would you say that?
I just mean I'm prepared. Sorry.
Okay. More importantly, eat up before it gets cold. I made something really special today.
Don't feel like you need to stay here then, Fiora. Go and make your next delivery.
Huh?
Well, I'm sure you'd like Shulk to try some while it's still hot.
That's okay. Shulk has no sense of taste. He'll say it's delicious even if it's stone cold.
In which case, today he would actually mean it.
Maybe.
I'm fine, Fiora. Off you go.
Okay. Dunban, thanks.
I'm not finished yet. I have to be prepared to use the Monado again.
And now we're in control of Fiora! Let's take a look at what she's got. Hunting knives. So yeah, I was, I guess, trying to be kind of subtle, but not really that subtle. She's the person for whom the knives belong, so yeah, there you go. And we also have a story quest. Basically, sometimes instead of just giving you the crazy taxi arrow in the sky, the game decides to give you story quest. I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me why they would bother, but maybe it makes sense to you. Maybe it's just so that they can give you a reward for completing an objective. I don't know.
Hey, Fiora.
Dixon,
Looks like you're in a hurry. Where are you off to?
I just thought I'd take Shulk some food. I'm on my way to the lab.
Shulk's not there right now.
Really?
I just sent him out to get some fresh air. You know where he'll have gone.
Outlet Park.
That's the one.
Okay, thanks, Dixon.
Alright, yeah, the game's just going to explain where our story quest is. We can see the marker all the way over there, basically pointing us in that general direction. So anyway, yeah, we're in control of Fiora now. In combat, I'll basically show this off pretty quickly, but in combat, she's kind of like Shulk in that she's a bit of a glass cannon. Let's see. Let me see if I can get into a fight. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So, she has Power Smash, which is kind of like Backslash. It deals bonus damage from behind. And Screw Edge.
One hit kill, or something.
No funny jokes, viewers. Anyway, yeah, Screw Edge can break an enemy, which is really nice, because unlike Shulk, we don't have to expend an entire talent art just to inflict break. We can just do it with a normal art. Our talent art is a really powerful 4-hit combo. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah! So you may notice here that the little Skeeter over here kind of looks a bit different. By the way, hold Z, you can change your target. You may notice that the little Bunnet's palette behind it is colored blue, whereas this little Bunnet, which is level 3, is colored white. There are basically a few... this is basically, I guess we can call it a color tag for an enemy. Depending on the color tag of an enemy, it'll determine just how powerful that enemy is.
I can do it. I know.
It's not just a way of warning you about how strong the enemy is, by the way. It's also actually a difficulty scale. So if an enemy has a tag that makes it that indicates that it's weaker than you, its stats actually get reduced compared to what its base stats would be. A white tagged enemy is, I think, generally left alone in terms of its base stats. The tags go from black, which is weakest, to blue, which is weak, to white, which is on your level,
I know I can.
to yellow, which is above your level, to red, which is significantly above your level. Generally speaking, a red-tagged enemy will almost always kill you, at least at this point in the game. Maybe later on in the game you'll be able to tangle with a red-tagged enemy, but generally speaking, red-tagged is usually bad news. Yellow-tagged enemies are also pretty tough for you to kill at this phase. Unless you really know what you're doing, maybe you'll be able to do it if you do, but I wouldn't tango them. But yeah, it's really nice that the game offers you a way of easily identifying just how screwed you are in a combat. I mean, just how strong the enemies are in combat. Obviously, we gotta be a little more confident than that, surely. But yeah, it's a really nice quality of life thing.
You're mine.
In fact, this game is a lot less, or a lot more transparent about enemies and things like that and stuff that they do. Unlike Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'll explain more about that as it becomes relevant, of course, but yeah, it's really nice. But anyway, enough dicking around. I think I'm gonna move on instead of continuing to attempt to fight things with Fiora alone. It's really dangerous to do so. As you can see, she really doesn't have the HP for it, so you gotta watch out for that. You gotta watch out. But anyway, oh yeah, I almost forgot. I can show it off here, can I? There are enemies up here. But anyway, there's an option in the options menu that I will show off right now. That's not the options menu. This is the options menu. There's an option down here called enemy icons. If you set the enemy icons to display, then you'll be able to see at a glance what kind of enemy you have there and what tag they're at. It's really useful if you're having trouble seeing where the enemies are around in the areas, especially if you're playing this in more modern times or on the 3DS where it's kind of hard to see things because everything's so small. I find it to be a very, very useful tool while playing the game. Personally, I would put it on permanently, but seeing as if this is a Let's Play, I kind of feel like I want to be able to show the game off with as little clutter as I possibly can. Oh, it's certainly gonna bother me as we go through the game, but I'll deal with it. I would rather show off this game in as good a light as possible, even though I personally almost exclusively play with enemy markers on. It's just too much of a good quality of life thing, and that extra information, more transparency thing I was talking about, that's shown in those enemy icons too. But anyway, whenever you're ready, just head on up here to Outlook Park.
The Monado. It's the only sword that's effective against the Mechon armor. They say that before time began, it was wielded by the Bionis. The same Bionis that we all live on. It must have a secret. That's how Dunban was able to destroy so many Mechon. And why he lost the use of his right arm. If I can just unlock the secret of its power.
Shulk!
Fiora! This is great. It tastes so good.
Really?
It's amazing.
Oh, Shulk, you say that every day.
Not quite. It's always delicious. But today, it's amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. I used some special herbs and spices today. So if you said it was just the same as usual, I'd know for sure you had no sense of taste.
What?
Oh, nothing. The breeze feels so good.
Yeah. I'd forgotten what it feels like. I never thought it could be so quiet here.
You're spending too much time with Ryan. You're getting used to all the noise he makes.
Yeah, maybe.
It's so peaceful. You know, Shulk, I hope every day can be like this, always.
Huh? The debris siren.
Strange. There hasn't been much falling lately.
There might be more on the way. The anti-air batteries can't protect us out here. Let's get back to the lab.
Okay.
And now we have Shulk back in the party, but I'm going to keep playing as Fiora for a little bit, just to show her off a little bit more. But anyway, the game's explaining a few more mechanics. I'll get into that a little bit more later. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the cutscene there. I guess we should start with the elephant in the room with the obvious Fiora delivering a sandwich to Shulk thing. Apparently, originally it was intended to be curry, but apparently in Japan that's as much of a stereotype as sandwiches is for us. It's just a localization mess there. But anyway, more on to how I feel about the last couple of cutscenes. I really do like how they kind of played with your expectations when it came to Dunban. How they made it kind of look like he was dead, but it turns out he's fine, he just lost his right arm. I also really like that little bit of detail with the falling debris and the anti-air batteries, which kind of brings me into something I wanted to mention, other than this boob shot. That was unintentional. I was trying to look up into the sky. I swear I was trying to look up into the sky! I'm sorry, viewers. I'm sorry. Okay. But yeah, like I was trying to say, something that the game is pointing out there is we're on the Bionis. The Bionis is upright, and we're kind of somewhere around the back of its knee. Yeah, but this thing is fully upright, and the debris that's falling is debris that comes from higher up on the Bionis itself. It's a really nice little detail, and it kind of leads into something else that I really like about this game, is the world concept. The fact that the entire game basically takes place on an upright Titan that supports life is one of, if not the most unique game setting I think I've ever really played. It's what really initially hooked me into this game, and I'm so glad that they went with this decision. But anyway, over here we have a heart-to-heart, which works a little bit differently, or, well, a lot similarly, but also a lot differently than how heart-to-hearts worked in the in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So let's take a good look at it. Take a good look at it, even. Heart-to-hearts aren't voiced in this game, so I'll be reading out the dialogue. Reading out the dialogue is something I haven't been doing in Let's Plays, by the way, but I thought I would give it a starting here. But anyway, dialogue time. Hey Shulk! You remember that time we watched the sunrise right here? It was when we were quite young. Yeah, I remember. We came because... And now we have a set of questions. Basically, depending on how you answer in the dialogue determines how well or how poorly the heart-to-heart goes. I don't actually remember what the wrong answer is. I want to intentionally get this as wrong as possible. Generally, it's not a good idea to do so, but there's something I wanted to show off. Yeah, there we go. That was the wrong answer. If you get the wrong answer, you'll see a few hearts fall. You don't remember, do you? And since when have you ever invited me to do anything? Oh, I could have sworn that was what happened. No, silly. I had a big fight with Dunban and ran out of the house. Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now. If I'm remembering right. I think this was the right wrong answer. Yes, there it is. Shulk, I can't believe you! Okay, I might have said some stuff about wanting to be your bride, but you promised you'd forget about it. I'm sorry, Fiora, I couldn't resist. I mean, if I'm honest, I quite liked the idea of you being my bride. Okay, game. How long until they get together? How long? We've all played this JRPG before. He still remembers. Oh, Shulk. But yeah, so when you do a heart-to-heart, it actually influences something in this game. Well, first off, doing it poorly gives you the achievement Heartbreaking. That's essentially failing a heart-to-heart as much as you possibly can. There's another achievement called Heartwarming, which is succeeding at a heart-to-heart as best as you can, but I'll generally just be going for as good on the heart-to-hearts as I can possibly get. But anyway, what heart-to-hearts influence is something called, affinity. Yeah, we can't actually view the affinity chart at the moment, but essentially affinity between party members determines a lot of different things, not the least of which influences just how well they do in combat while together. It's not absolutely critical in most situations, but it is something that's nice to have. Generally speaking, your affinity can increase depending on your interactions in heart-to-hearts, depending on who's in the party while you accept certain side quests, mostly named side quests, and determined based on having them fight together during combat.
Is everybody ready?
Now, if you saw there was a little action command there. Every time you start a fight, you can complete an action command to increase your initial tension during battle. Tension is a bit of a mechanic that's kind of unique to this in the Xeno series. Or, well, at least in in the Xenoblade series, anyway. What tension does is the higher tension you have, the more likely your attacks are to hit or crit, and generally speaking, the harder you hit. Whereas the lower your tension is, the weaker your attacks tend to be, and the more often you will be, or the more often you tend to miss. Tension increases based on your appropriate reaction inputs, as well as, generally speaking, how well you're doing in combat. The more you hit, the more your tension will increase during combat, whereas the more you miss, the more your tension will decrease during combat. If your tension decreases low enough, you can actually walk over to a party member, or if you're the one with low tension, a party member will walk over to you, and they'll encourage you in the middle of battle in order to increase your tension.
Is everybody ready?
It's a nice system, and it's pretty interesting as far as I'm concerned. In order to see how much tension you have, it's pretty obvious. Just look at the portraits over at the side of the screen there. The more intense your party member looks, the more tension they have. The more depressed your party member looks, the less tension they have. So yeah, it's kind of simple. It's a nice little bit of depth to the game. It's not... well, actually, it is kind of critical. But yeah, it's just nice to keep track of every now and then. There are ways of increasing tension other than just your reaction command inputs and stuff like that, but we'll get into that, generally speaking, later on. Not now. But anyway, we're going to head into Colony 9 as the sun now sets. And I believe we're basically just heading back to the Defense Force base. Yeah, we can keep going. I think for these first few episodes, since I'm spending so much more time explaining things than I am doing gameplay stuff, I think I'll be making the episodes a little bit longer. I don't think I'm going to go much longer for this episode, but I'll make them a little bit longer just for now, since there's quite a lot to talk about in this game. But yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, why I'm walking around everywhere. That's totally unnecessary. I just realized that. We have the skip travel button, and as you can see, skip traveling is lightning fast. At least within the area. Ooh, we learned an art. I'll check that out later. But yeah, let's head back into the Weapon Development Lab. Or sorry, the Weapon Dev period lab. Sorry, I gotta get that thing right.
Rhine?
Rhine! What are you doing?
Shulk! No, I'm just... Fiora, are you okay?
I'm fine.
It's broken!
What? What do you mean it's broken? Don't you care about me? I could have died!
You're not hurt, are you? The Monado can't cut people. More importantly, what were you thinking, Ryan?
Sorry, I came to ask a favor, but you weren't here. And I saw the Monado and...
I know I'm here a lot, but even I need fresh air sometimes. Is your body still feeling numb? We have to be very careful with the Monado. It's not a toy.
I know, man. I just wanted to touch it. Didn't know it would do that. Sorry. But is it true? The Monado really can't cut people?
The pattern in that circle. Or maybe it's a symbol. I think it shows which power the Monado has at the moment.
You think it's... a symbol?
Well, if I can find a way to increase the number of symbols, I should.
I'm sure that's all very clever. But why were you more worried about a machine than me, Shulk?
Well, I just explained why.
That's not the point!
Sorry.
Look at you, worthless without the Monado.
Until I've scrapped each and every one of you!
So, of course I want to get my revenge!
Your blade, it did not cut deep enough.
No!
Shulk! Shulk!
What on Bionis happened there?
Ryan. Fiora.
Are you okay? Does it hurt?
No. Ryan, when you held the Monado, did you see anything?
You know, like a blue blade made of light came out. Same as just now.
I don't mean that. A feeling like time had stopped, and then...
Time had stopped.
So, was it only me who saw that?
That sounds strange. Is it another Monado thing?
Who knows? Anyway, no matter how good a sword it is, that's what happens when you hold it. Looks like Dunban really is the only one who can use it.
I won't let my brother use it ever again. Not after what it did to him.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
Anyway, the point is I'm fine. To be honest, this has happened a few times before. I've been researching the Monado for a long time.
Shulk, don't act as if this is nothing.
Look, don't worry about it. Anyway, Ryan, what did you want to ask me about?
Oh, yeah. Old Squaretash has gone and put me on punishment duty. Fancy tagging along?
Punishment? The Colonel was pretty angry today. Did he hit you?
Well, whether he hit me is neither here nor there, really. Although, actually, he did end up hitting me. And that ain't all. He made me do 1,000 squats and sit-ups.
Whoa, nasty.
Yeah. And now I have to go all the way to the Magmel ruins and back.
So you have to go and collect the ether cylinders?
That's the one. They're used to power the mobile artillery. Looks like the damage has been repaired. They can't move without the ether energy. And it seems like the fueling station's all out of stock.
Is the mobile artillery that big machine that crashed in the residential district?
Yeah, probably.
You know your way around there, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'll go with you.
Yeah. Knew you would.
Hold on. The Magmel ruins are in Tephra Cave, right? I heard that there's a Mel lizard nest there. I couldn't take it if anything happened to Shulk. He's delicate. Not like you, Ryan.
What are you on about?
I'll be fine. I can take care of myself.
But...
Okay, I got it. I'll make you a promise. Shulk won't even get a scratch.
a promise doesn't mean much coming from you.
She don't trust me at all.
Nah, she doesn't mean it.
And Fiora is gone, but Ryan is back. And we have a bit of a mission now. And now the game's actually going to let us access our arts. Thank you, game. So much for checking Fiora's arts. Oh well! But anyway, in the next episode of Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles, I actually almost said Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Holy crap, I really gotta train myself out of saying that. But in the next episode of Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles, we're going to be heading towards Tephra Cave and the Magmal Ruins in order to collect the ether cylinders that Ryan is after. So I will see you guys then.